Hello students, in last video we have seen some technical challenges like media player control security and networking API security for mobile computing applications. Some of mobile attacks like mobile phone theft we have seen. Next we will see mobile viruses. A mobile virus is a same as computer virus that targets the mobile phone data or applications and softwares installed in mobile device. Viruses get spread through two main communication protocols. Those are Bluetooth and MMS. Bluetooth virus can easily spread within a distance of 10 to 30 meters through Bluetooth activated phones. MMS virus can send a copy of itself to all mobile users whose numbers are available in the infected mobile phone's address book or a contact list. Next we will see how to protect the mobile phone from these kind of mobile malwares attacks. They have given some tips here. The first one is download or accept a programs or a content only from trusted sources. The next tip is if mobile has Bluetooth, turn it off or set it to non-discoverable mode when it is not in use or not required to use. The third tip is download and install antivirus software for mobile devices. The next attack is phishing. It is combination of mobile phone and phishing. So we will call in short that as a phishing. These kind of attacks are attempted using mobile phone technology. M-commerce is fast growing in a everyday life. If you are using mobile phone for purchasing goods or services and for banking, then there is a risk of phishing attack. Here, attackers are pretend or acts as an employee from your bank or a other organization and will ask a need for your personal details. Attackers are very creative and they would try to convince you with the different reasons why they need this information. The next attack is phishing. In these kind of attacks, the attackers use social engineering over a telephone system to gain access to personal and financial information from public for many purposes. Here the term is combination of V, that is voice, and phishing. Together we can call that as a phishing. Phishing is usually used to steal credit card numbers or other related data used in ID theft. The profitable uses of the information gained through a phishing attack include: the first is ID theft. We can purchase a luxury goods and services, transferring money from one account to another account, monitoring the victim's bank account, making applications for loans and credit cards. Okay, by using a stolen credit cards, we can do all these profitable uses. The attacker can use this for this kind of profitable uses. Next we will see how phishing works. The criminal can initiate a phishing attack by using a variety of methods. The first is internet email. It is also called as phishing mail. Second method is mobile text messaging. Third one is voicemail. In a voicemail, victim is forced to call on a provided phone numbers once he or she listens to voicemail. The fourth is direct phone call. In direct phone call, they have given some steps to explain how this method works. We will see those. The first step is The criminal gathers phone number or a cell phone number located in a particular region and steals cell phone numbers from a legitimate voice messaging company. Next, the criminal often uses a war dialer to call phone numbers of a people from a specific region, and that too from gathered list of phone numbers. Here, war dialer is a computer program, automated program used to identify weak points in security and look for unprotected modems. In next step, when victim answers the call, an automated recorded message is played to alert the victim that his or her credit card fraudulent activity or with his or her bank account had unusual activity. The message instructs the victim call one phone numbers immediately. Okay, they will message will instruct the victim that he need to call for one phone number immediately. When victim calls on the provided phone number, he or she given an automated instructions to enter his or her credit card numbers or a bank account details with the help of phone keypad. Once victim enters these details, the criminal or a wisher has the necessary informations to make fraudulent use of card or to access his bank account. Such calls are used to get the additional information like date of birth, credit card expiration date, which are necessary to do illegal activities with the credit card numbers. Next, we will see how to protect from these kind of attacks. First, be doubtful about all unknown calls. Do not trust any caller ID. It does not guarantee whether the call is really coming from that number because spoofing caller ID is very easy. Be aware and ask questions in some case if someone asking for your personal or financial information. Call them back if someone asking you for personal or financial information. Tell them that you will call them back immediately to verify company is legitimate or not. In some case, the call is from bank or credit card company. Call them back using a number which is displayed on invoice or a bank website. Next tip is report incidents to nearest cyber police office with the number and name appeared on your caller ID as well as the time day and date. They need these kind of information and talk to them, and if you recorded that call, you can submit that call history also.